high-altitude desert of Ladakh, stark, desolate, but now buzzing with the presence of heavy tanks and additional troops. With the current situation, there is more than adequate strength present all along the LAC wherever required. As you can see at this frontline base, not very far from the line of actual control with China. The tanks, part of an independent armored brigade, have been deployed along all relevant points on the LAC. Their mere presence seen as an effective deterrence because they have been placed closer to the LAC than ever before. And so are additional combat formations inducted into Ladakh since May this year. Troops arrive by the plane loads into Leh's Kushak Bakula airport every morning. The Indian Air Force has been ferrying thousands of army soldiers since the standoff began. Ironically, both the Russian-made IL-76 and the American-manufactured C-17 Globemasters have been the backbone of the air bridge created between Chandigarh and Leh. In COVID times, all necessary protocols are followed. Their luggage sanitized. From here on, soldiers go to their respective units, undergo acclimatization, and then get deployed. For the majority, even those who work behind the scene, it is a busy period. Stocking up for the winter in normal times is a complex exercise. In the current situation, it is a monumental challenge. Some of the unseen and unsung heroes in the Indian Army work behind the scene. For instance, the Army Service Corps. I am at a field petroleum depot in Leh, which supplies essential petroleum products to troops deployed on the front line. Civilian oil tankers bring fuel up to this depot, one of the largest in India, and then the army convoys take over. Thousands of kiloliters of petroleum products are transported to the lower formations. Cheerful Ladakhis loading freshly arrived foodstuff for the Indian Army at a supply depot in Leh. Nutritious, ready-to-eat food packets will keep the troops well fed in the front lines. From mutton rogan josh to dal makhni and from dry fruits to high-calorie chocolates, there will be no shortage of rations for soldiers deployed even at the super high altitude. That's 12,000 feet and above. In the forward areas, the army has now procured new types of shelters that provide protection from the biting cold and also keep the insides warm because of double-layered insulation. The shelters, modular and modern, are easy to assemble and install. Comfort for soldiers also comes from brand new snow clothing and mountaineering equipment for frontline troops. This supply depot in Leh makes sure all troops deployed under the 14 Corps get more than adequate protection from the severe cold, even when temperatures go down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. In the skies, the Sukhoi 30s and the MiG-29s are flying in and out of the Ladakh skies. China's belligerence along the line of actual control has prompted the Indian Air Force to move many of its offensive assets up north from all over the country. Air Force Station Leh, home to the legendary 114 helicopter unit that has served Siachen since 1984, has never been as busy as it has been since May. Night flying is now routine. Apart from handling the usual commercial flights, it now caters to increased military traffic that includes fighter aircraft such as the Su-30s and MiG-29s, transport aircraft IL-76 and C-17s, and a variety of helicopters, Apaches, Chinooks, Cheetahs, Advanced Light Helicopter, and the Mi-17s. The standoff with China has meant that the Air Force is applying a new paradigm of deployment. The present condition of the forces aligned and assigned to Ladakh is more than adequate and therefore something that India need not worry about if the balloon goes up. On the ground too, new connectivity projects are being completed at a furious pace. The Atal Tunnel, in the making for over a decade, just below the Rohtang top, is a symbol of a newfound energy in the Border Roads Organization, or BRO. It has reduced travel time between Manali and Leh by at least 5 to 6 hours. The tunnel is just the first step in providing year-round connectivity between the rest of India and Ladakh. At 16,580 feet, the Shinkun Pass or the Shinkun La is the highest point of the Nimu Padam Darcha road that connects Himachal Pradesh to Ladakh via the Zanskar Valley. If a tunnel gets done at Shinkun La Pass, then this road remains open throughout the year is the plan. When will it happen? It's still early to say, but there is a plan to make a tunnel at this pass. The new alignment that sidesteps 3 high passes on the old Manali-Leh road, which normally close during winter because of excessive snow, is now open for light traffic. This gives additional option to the Indian Army to access high altitude areas of Ladakh even in severe winter, and of course helps local people in the Zanskar Valley too.
रोड से हमारा डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट होता है।
इसको हमारे को बहुत फायदा है साहब जी।
जितना जल्दी रोड बन जाएगा उतना तरक्की आएगा।
फिर अभी ये रास्ता खोल के फिर हमारा सबको अच्छा हो गया साहब जी।
In the planning stage since 1999, immediately after the Kargil conflict, the Darcha Padum Nimu road got off the ground only in the past 4 years. Thanks to the government's focus on infrastructure building in border areas, the task is easier planned and executed. The road alignment goes through some of the toughest mountains and then descends into the Zanskar Valley. A portion of the road had to be cut through some of the hardest rock formations. Young officers, men and laborers worked 18-hour shifts continuously for over 5 months earlier this year to achieve the breakthrough in June 2020. Once fully widened and blacktopped, this axis will connect not just Leh but also Kargil, which otherwise is dependent on the road coming from Zozila on the Srinagar-Leh highway. There are other strategically important roads that are now getting the priority in BRO's plans. An alternate access to DBO in northeastern Ladakh, from Sasoma to Saserla and then connecting the DS-DBO road that was opened last year. This furious pace of infrastructure building is cited as one of the reasons for China's belligerence at the LAC. Despite China's opposition, India is going ahead with its plans to connect Ladakh with the rest of India, as we found out, traveling through some of the remotest areas in the newly created Union Territory, thanks to the hard-working engineers, men and laborers of the BRO. In Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh, with Rohit Pandita, Nitin Gokhale for Bharat Shakti.